Hello everyone, welcome back to Armaeth, the Lost Kingdom. Okay, I think we found the Lost Kingdom, or at least we're getting close to finding it. So I've paused the game here because we have the problem that these dwarfs are coming at us. Actually, I quite like this music actually. The music here is very nice. But unfortunately, we don't really have time to enjoy it because we need to fight these dwarves. So I think I mentioned in the previous video, there's something that we need for defense. We have the axe for offense, which is great, but we need a shield. And the way that you get the shield is actually, you need to go back. So hold on, let me climb here quickly. Oops. Okay, well. I fell, but I only fell that far, so that's okay. Alright. Yeah, so these dwarfs are yelling at us and heckling us, but that's okay. They can't get us from here. For some reason, the dwarves can't cross that chasm. Even though the first time we came down here, there was actually a dwarf, like, right in front of this, trap door. Anyway. Okay, so what do we do? Well, actually, the first thing we should do before anything else, we should close that secret passage. I want to pull the candelabra again. Candelabra, it helps if I spell it correctly. Okay, with a light noise, the slab slides slowly back into place. The slab moved back into place. Thanks for telling me, just in case you didn't notice that. Okay, so, yeah, the reason you want to close that passage is because the dwarves apparently will actually come out, like, even if you leave it open, even though, like, I don't know exactly how it works, because you see that when you're on that screen where there's the gap, the dwarves can't get over the gap, and yet somehow if you leave the trapdoor here open, the dwarves will eventually come out of their underground area and they will start wandering around here. So to try to constrain them to that area so that they don't just go wandering over the whole game map, it's a good idea to close it when you're leaving there. So where do we want to go? Where we need to go is actually not far away, and we've seen it already. It is... It's down here. Now, just before I go down there, I do want to... I'm just thinking, I probably want to get rid of some extraneous stuff. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to put the... I'm going to put this lever down here for a bit. It doesn't want to do... Okay, I'll say drop lever. There we go. Let's put that down there. I don't think we need it for anything very soon. So, okay. So what you do here, we go back to this well, which we saw before, and you climb down. And the way you climb down is you click the right mouse button, and you see it just causes him to start climbing the ladder on the well. Click the right mouse button again to start climbing down, and click again to stop. Now let's take a look here. By the way, this room reminds me very much of being inside the well in King's Quest 1. I think this is another inspiration from the first King's Quest game, but anyway. The walls of the well are round, humid, slippery, and vertical, like in all wells. Let's go ahead and actually, let me just save the game here quickly. Save it as well with one L, because you only have 3 letters. This particular room is actually a little bit, it's a little bit nasty because, as you've seen in most places in the game, you can resurrect if you die. Like if you die, you can just click on this icon here to resurrect. But watch what happens if we die here in the well water. If you climb all the way down into the water, oops, these wet rungs are slippery, you fall. Fortunately, the water broke your fall, but the glacial water numbs you and keeps you from swimming. You suffocate, unable to keep your head above the surface. So you can't swim in this water because it's too cold, and guess what? Because you sink like a stone to never reappear in this kingdom again, and everything goes dark. But guess what? Because when you resurrect kind of in the middle of the room. Yeah, you can resurrect here, and you don't really see much. You see a couple of pixels moving, but you just die right away again. The glacial water numbs you, and you die again. So this room's actually kind of nasty. If you die here, you cannot resurrect, which is kind of kind of unusual because most places in the game you can just resurrect and carry on without a problem. So this is a bad place to die if you've not saved your game. Then you're really screwed. Anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and restore our game. And let's take a look around. So there's not a lot to see here. I mean, there's the water down there. Obviously, the water is freezing, tranquil but hostile, deep and dangerous. Made of quarry stones, the wall of the well is vertical and ordinary. There's this brown thing here. It's a small postern, which is solidly attached to the well wall. The clasps and the lock are completely rusty. The rotten boards reveal something behind, like a small nook, question mark. Alright, so it doesn't sound that solid. First it says it's solidly attached to the wall, but then it says that the boards are rotten. I don't think it can be that solid if the boards are starting to rot away. So what do? Let's try to break it. Let's break the postern with the axe. Hey, the little worm-eaten dwarf flies to pieces under the blows of the axe, revealing a small, long-forgotten nook. Let's take a look in nook. And what do we have here? This shield was made by the dwarves. It was used for war, and its hardwood plated with steel was marvelous for blocking hits. It is still solid. That sounds like something we want to take. And that little flourish was the game rewarding you or celebrating that you got the shield. Okay, so we have the shield, we have the axe. So we have a great defense, and we have a great offense. So, I think we are now as well prepared as we can get at this point for dealing with those dwarves. I'm going to come back here. And I'll save the game as, I don't know, SHI for shield, of course. And I guess it's time now to do some fighting. Now, the game does have a, yeah, we get the same message that we got before. The game seems to have kind of a full position system, so it's kind of like games like, I don't know, one of the earliest adventure games which did that was, I think, Lure of the Temptress. Basically, the whole idea, well, not the whole idea of the game, but there's a dwarf here already. Let's see. Whoops. I feel ready to take on one dwarf. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to take on two like last time. Let's see if I can... Oh, come on. This is so clunky because you click once to start climbing. Click a second time to stop. Oh, great. I'd like to... Alright, let's see what happens. The dwarf started to... I wanted to say fight dwarf, but maybe we'll automatically fight... Ooh! Thanks to the shield, you succeed more or less to avoid the assaults of the dwarf. Yeah, that last blow of the shield on his head successfully bludgeoned him. Alright, let's look at the dwarf. Is he... Incredible. I did not think one could defeat these dwarves. This one is stunned for some time. Now, I'm not sure if it's guaranteed that you win every single fight against the dwarves, but at least, as you can see, with the shield and the axe, now we have a fighting chance. I'm going to save my game after each victory. Now, we're going to be a little bit dishonorable here, and we're going to go ahead and say, kill the dwarf. Treacherously taking advantage of the poor sleeping dwarf, you land him a fatal blow. The act certainly was not glorious, but it was at least effective. He lays dying from the blow. Incredible, I would never thought that this war dwarf could be beaten so easily. He will soon rejoin Armaeth for a second life, outside of this world, but eternal. It's already done, okay. Curious, the corpse of the dwarf magically disintegrates, and with him go his weapons and his secrets. A smart precaution of these cautious and cunning people. Oh! You know what? I'm going to restore the game because I think you're supposed to search their bodies. Yeah, you can kill them, but before you do that, you should search their bodies and get whatever they're carrying. So what I was saying is, there are games like Lure of the Temptress which have like a full position system of all characters, so basically it tracks where they are at all times, and they will actually walk around and the game remembers where they are, kind of in real time. So this game seems to be doing something similar with these dwarves. I always thought that was kind of a gimmick in Lure of the Temptress. Like, it doesn't really change much how you play the game. But, okay, it's an interesting idea. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Oh yeah, and one thing you want to remember here when you come down here is pull this candelabra as well. Okay, with a light noise, the slab slides slowly back into place. Closing the slab behind you was a wise decision. Okay, and there is a dwarf here who's ready to pick a fight with us. So let's go ahead. We are ready for him. I'm going to go ahead and just quickly save the game. Let's save it as DW1 for Dwarf 1. All right. And we don't even need to fight him. Like, the fight will automatically start as soon as he gets to us. So there we go. All right. Bravo. Oh. We killed the dwarf. So basically, when you fight the dwarves, basically one of two things can happen. They can die or they can get knocked out. Let's go ahead and search the dwarf real quick. Oh, find nothing? Okay. Alright. That's fine. I think some of these dwarves might have things on them, so you want to search them before their bodies disappear, but that's fine. That one didn't seem to have anything, so we're okay. And so we're going to keep doing stuff like that for the next little while. It's kind of like, some of you might remember I relatively recently did a video on the graphic adventure V. Let me just go and save again here. Dwarf 1. We killed Dwarf 1. And in that game, there are a few sequences where enemies start coming at you, and all you have to do is just type shoot them. Like, there's no real puzzle or anything. You just type shoot enemy, and the enemy dies. And if there are two enemies in the room, then what do? You type shoot enemy twice. You type it once, the first guy dies. You type it again, the second guy dies. So it's not really very brain-straining puzzle solving. And it's kind of the same here. All we really have to do is just defeat these dwarves in combat. Like, there's no secret to it now. But I think there's not an unlimited number of dwarves. I think there's just like, I want to say 7 dwarves I think I saw in a walkthrough that basically said, yeah, there are 7 dwarves down here, and so if we just kill them all, then they're just gone. That's it. So we don't have to do that too many times. Oh, I was just going to start looking at stuff here, and then another dwarf shows up. All right. Come on, boy. Come on, buddy. I'm ready for you. This one is wearing blue. Do they have like all the 7 colors of the rainbow? Bravo! Okay, and this one died as well. He didn't get knocked out, he died. So let's go ahead and search him. Search dwarf. You carefully search but find nothing. All right. All right. Go ahead and save. Dwarf 2. Nice. Okay, so what do we have here? This is a granite portcullis. Its attachment to its support is so perfect one can barely see it. It is as closed as it is unshakable. It is said that only magic can open it, but this remains the secret of the dwarves. The lintel has an inscription written with ancient runes. Read lintel? Read runes? Read portcullis? I see nothing to read. Try instead to look. Okay. Great. Can I open portcullis? I guess not. Open portcullis. What exactly do you want to do? Gosh, I don't know. I guess that was kind of ambiguous, wasn't it? Is this something here? It looks kind of like there's a thing here, but no, it's just rocks. I don't think there's anything here that we need, so let's keep going. What have we here? Let's see. We are in the Forge of the Dwarves. This forge was long used by the dwarf goldsmiths who excelled in working with gold. It is also here where they make their tools, their utensils, and also their arms and prisoners' chains. It is said they also used it to loosen tongues. This anvil weighs a good 500 pounds. It is marks of 1,000 years' worth of hard duty. For sure it's not new, but solid. Very solid. Can we take it? All right. All right, what else do we have here? We have a bucket, a water bucket, which is used to harden metal. Oh, here comes another dwarf. This one's dressed in gray. All right, let's see if we can... Okay, and this one died as well. And find nothing. It's interesting that the very first time the dwarf got knocked out instead of dying, and now they just seem to keep dying. All right, get water. There's nothing. There's nothing like that here. There's a bucket full of water in front of me, and it says there's nothing like that here. All right, I don't think we need the water anyway. What do we have back here? Tools are scattered all over the forge and the tables. Pliers, hammers, chisels, a sledgehammer, and many other tools. Let's get the tools. That one would accomplish anything. All right. The fanner is used to strengthen the fire by blowing on the glowing embers. I think that's called a bellows, but okay. Coal. It's unnecessary to get yourself dirty by taking some. Let's try anyway. Take coal. All right. The game just has the same response for everything. The forge is constructed on a base that is made of granite blocks. The sides and the chimney escape are made of fireproof bricks. The hood is made of steel sheets. The blower for the fire is made of thick iron plates. There are 2 cinder escapes as well as a large fire fanner to the left. Fan fire, you were saying? All right. All right, so there's just more tools here? Yeah, I guess so. Can I at least get a hammer? No, all right. All right, well... just more tools. This sledgehammer is tempting, isn't it? But too heavy to handle. Leave it alone. All right. Ooh. What have we here? This underground fall is colossal. Its summit is lost. That should not have an apostrophe in it. Its summit is lost in the height of the vaults, far above the beam of your light. The water bounces from landing to landing in a dizzying fall to engulf itself in a natural siphon. A secondary river begins there and flows quickly to the right. The room is full of mist. All right. Before I continue on that way, let's just check out if there's anything over here to the right. This cell has been deserted. The dwarves used it to hold their prisoners. It hasn't been used for a long time. Nevertheless, you notice that the irons have been well kept up. It's this brown thing here. The old prisoner's pitcher is cracked, empty, and of no value. I'm gonna guess I can't take it. Oh, the game let me take it anyhow. All right, that's nice. Don't know if that serves any purpose, but we can always drop it if it does not. All right. Were there just the 3 dwarves? Because, I thought there might be more, but I guess not. I guess we just have those 3 dwarves. All right. I'll go ahead and save as dwarf 3. All right. Let's see. Can I cross this bridge without? Oh, I was going to say, can I cross without drowning? But actually, okay. Just need to. Game's got a little weird. Wait, is there nothing here? I thought I could go down from here, but it looks like I cannot. Oh, there is another dwarf here. All right. Well, we don't get to see this fight because it's kind of hidden behind that rock, but that's okay. And this dwarf died as well. Search dwarf. Carefully search, but find nothing. Okay. All right. Well, that was dwarf 4. Can I go to the right from here? It looks like I cannot. Okay. All right, that's fine. I can't seem to go down, so let's go ahead and go to the left, as I did. Actually, I'm going to save quickly again, because why not? Dwarf 4. All right. Oh, and suddenly there's a dwarf here now. All right. Well, go ahead and take me on, sucker. Oh. So, snickers the dwarf hatefully, let's finish it. May the secret of our kingdom disappear forever with you. Okay. Well... Okay. I guess you don't win every single time. I guess there's some amount of randomness to it. I guess it's kind of like you often win, but you sometimes don't. I wonder if the fact that we fought here on this narrow ledge has anything to do with it. I wonder, I don't know how realistic the game's physics are. Like, does it simulate... Okay, there we go. We killed the dwarf this time. So, I guess, yeah, it's just kind of random. It's kind of random whether you win or lose. If you have the sword, or the axe and the shield, then you stand a good chance of winning, but it's not... clearly it is not guaranteed. Let's go ahead and save here, because... this looks dangerous. Whatever we're about to do here looks dangerous. And I don't know what I'm doing, but... oh, it's one of these things where you have to walk across these boards. Oh, man. I always hated these things, and they were at least better in Sierra's games because Sierra's movement controls were better, but here, the movement controls in this game are kind of... Oh. For some reason For some reason, I got the impression that this thing here was a boulder, like this darker gray was a boulder covering that area there, but no, this isn't a boulder covering that area, it's a drop, so the ledge is actually that thin there. Alright, so you have to be really careful there because it gets really thin at that spot. Alright, fine. This music is nice. I like the music. Come on, go left. Wow, where are we? This grotto with stalactites is one of the marvels of this underground world. Calc draperies cover the walls, large stone organs spike the ground and the ceiling, forming a fairy-like and impressive decor to which the reflects of your light give it a strange life. It makes you believe you are seeing shadows moving between the columns. It's maybe not an illusion. I just see those bats up there. There are a bunch of bats at the top of the screen waving their wings a bit, but... Ooh. Why is it so dark here? My torch is still active, but why is it so dark there? Why does my torch not light that area? That's weird. Alright, what do we have here? There is a high temperature in this corridor. Diverse gaseous emissions float in the air. The walls are hot. There must be some hot water source or volcanic activity in the proximity. As you enter this room, a strong drift just blown your torches. Okay, well, my torches blew out, but that's okay, I guess, because there's enough fire here to see by. Watch out, that geyser spits out a huge burning rock. Too late, you get it on the head. That cannonball of lava cracked in two, just like your skull. You were dead, you should have been more cautious around those geysers. Alright. Okay. That's interesting. I wonder what's... Hold on, what is here? Like, what's in this room? I don't quite get it. I'm going to resurrect and just see what there is to see here, because... So you're on a lava bed more or less solidified. The ground is burning. Here and there, fluid lava still comes up. The temperature is infernal here, and the air is unhealthy. Nauseous gases flow from thousands of cracks. What an idea to walk on the lava. Have you lost your mind? You sink rapidly into the magma, never to reappear in this world. Well, you resurrected me on that spot, game. Come on, maybe you could have resurrected me in a more... Okay, this looks better. Now we're resurrecting in a better spot here, I think. Alright, let me see. Is there anything back there? Oh, it's a solid oak board. Okay, I'm going to guess that we need the board. The fat bubbles of gas let off a plague-like odor. Okay, I don't think there's anything else here that we need. Alright, so I'm guessing we need that board. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and get it later. Wow. Wow, this is going to get annoying. I'm just going to resurrect for now, because I'll go ahead and restore my game later, but... It looks like the game might have crashed because the resurrection music is just looping now and I don't see anything moving, so I'm going to go ahead and assume at this point that the game has crashed. Well, oh well, this is probably a good point to stop the video anyway. I think we've made some pretty good progress. We've killed like what, 4 or 5 dwarves, which I think is most of them already. But yeah, now we need to figure out what to do here. I'm assuming we need to get that board, obviously in this room, and then whatever else we need to find down here in these caverns, I guess we'll find out next time. So, alright, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, everybody. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.